To surprise you, I wasn't gonna tell you I was coming. I hadn't come in a while because I've been so tired, so worn out. And yesterday, I don't know how you all felt with the super moon in Taurus. Oh, it whipped my ass, and I don't know why. I was so exhausted, but I could barely move. I got up probably what, 4, 5. And hey, Amanda Curry, I love that name. I was so tired and I got up, I had to pee, and I got up and drank a whole bunch of water, and I still felt, oh, I love that Joseph Ivy Stunning Dragoness. Oh, thank you. You know what I'm trying to do as I'm healing and I'm doing my beauty techniques on my face. I tried, I'm not wearing a lot of makeup. I just wanted you to watch the progression as I'm like, regenerating my face. I can't believe, God, you can't do anything about it, but I can't believe I got a birthday on November 27th. Hi, MJ's wife 88. You're new. I don't remember seeing you before. I do need a little bit of makeup because I get really shiny. And of course, when you take pictures, come on, or I'm on video, everybody wears makeup. I just don't want to um wear a lot. And I'm so frustrated because I'm trying to lose this weight, y'all. And this weight is just like hanging on. I thank you, Mama Bear. Thank you. You all are so beautiful and you're all so sweet and so kind to me. But it's I just stopped worrying about it. I'm like, to me, I don't know if you can see me. I might not be big to you. I'm like 140 and it fluctuates. And I want to lose about 25 pounds so I can get back to the way I was before I got sick and started dealing with all the crazy hormone shit. And I'm putting it back in balance. I feel better. I don't know if you all in the past had like any issues with your thyroid going really low, your estrogen stuff going really low. Of course, I have lightening creams, exfoliating creams for dark circles, dark booty, cheeks, dark knees, because I had all those problems because I was always bathing in the sun, but the melanin gets uneven. Hi, Naga. So mine was still stuck there for years. So, and I have to work on it because I still get acne on my face. I feel like a fucking teenager right now. But so I have it if you want it. I they say, I have been reading it and doctors were saying and people were talking about it, that when you have a thyroid problem, like when it's really low, um I think it's hypo and then hyper. It's high. Hey everybody, I love you too. Oh, I love men that like to lean down and bow. Bow to the goddess. And they said that one of the symptoms, because I didn't know what it was, my eyebrows were thinning, and they say they thin on the corner. The reason why I'm saying, because I want you, have you noticed my eyebrows? Well, I hadn't been back, but I'm here now. Have you noticed my eyebrows? I don't have any, I'm exfoliating my hands. I don't want to put the gloves on. So I'm just like peeling them. I'm kind of letting them breathe. I took a long hot bath and peeled a lot of dead skin, but this one is like really fucking irritated. I don't know why. It's just the skin is stubborn there. So I'm gonna keep exfoliating. I just didn't want to come to you with the gloves on tonight. But can you see how my eyebrows have fucking grown back? You see that? That's hair. That's not a pencil. That's not, you see how they grown back? And I just trimmed them last night. I just went under there with the razor. My eyebrows were that way. They were much thicker when I was in my teens, but when I had my son, they were thick, and I would just arch them because I got like that peak. I think it's sexy when I see women when they have that peak going up. Now the other one, sometimes it looks good on people, but it's too extreme. You know how it looks like they took a fucking magic marker I like drew the whole fucking eyebrow on. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't think that looked good on me. I just skin I was on you know what? I couldn't come thank you, baby. I couldn't come on. No, I just wanted to show you my thyroid's gotten better with the supplements that I've been taking for the hormones, like the endocrine system. And that includes the thyroid, the hypothalamus, the pituitary, and the isn't that, my son was with his cousin, and out of the blue, his cousin, he had not seen me. So my son pulled me up and he was like, tell her, send me a picture. So I sent a picture. He's like, any picture, doesn't matter. I sent him two with the red on from the last time I took the picture and did the show a month ago. And what? Oh, you so sweet. Thank you. Hey, big old wizard. Y'all are so kind to me. Y'all are helping me get well. And I felt your love. And thank you for your donations and your support. It's like, damn, I only got a few weeks and I have a new birthday. So please be kind to me on my birthday. Please send me donations and presents. You know what? Somebody said, and they're absolutely right. They're like, Alexis, if you have a P.O. box, just give me a P.O. box. I can send stuff to the P.O. box. So I'm gonna thank you, your favorite indigenous cousin. Thank you. I guess, if you look at a picture of my daddy, Jackie Wilson, the legend, and you will see my bone structure similar to my father, and that jaw, that square jaw that comes down the chin. My mother kind of has it, but you can look at her in the old videos. You probably can't see it as much because she gained so much weight. But I really look like my father with some titties and some lipstick on. I know. I see him sometimes. I'm like, hey, twin. I love you, twin. You know what? You know what? You're like the second person this week, chocolate girl, who said that. And people have said that in the past. I don't see it, but because I'm always working on it and I have to take so many supplements. It feels like I'm taking medicine. I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of taking these supplements and taking the thymus gland. But then when I looked last night and I had enough eyebrow on the corner to just take my little straight razor, excuse me, and just hit it. I'm like, wow, I hadn't been able to do that in like a year. And I didn't know that it was associated with the thyroid being low. Um, so I was like, whoa, it's really all my supplements. I get up in the morning and that's the first thing I do. I drink hot water and then I clean myself out. And because I'm not going to eat, I can't, I don't know if some of you all are like that, but it's very important. I don't eat any food the next day I get up until my bowels move. Y'all, that's very important. Life and death begins and ends in the colon. And oh, y'all are so sweet. I guess the supplements are working. Only thing I hadn't been able to sing much. And that kind of depressed me a little bit. And so, the thyroid and the thymus is right there in the throat. So that was important to take it and heal my throat. And I'm gonna start trying to do because it was hurting and I didn't know why my throat felt dry and like scratchy. It was hurting. And now it's better. Thank you, baby. So I guess I'll try to sit it. You know what I did and what I do? I take it's a vitamin mineral supplement, and it has a lot of selenium in it. Probably has an inositol. Inositol, is that probably not saying it right? A lot of vitamin C, glutathione. I love glutathione, and it's like it has biotin in it. I got one with pumpkin seed in it because I'm also taking the black walnut, wormwood, and the pumpkin seed for. See, it's like I don't know. I gotta lose. I know y'all gonna say something like right in here. It's moving so slow, but that's why I take my herbs to balance my hormones because if they're out of whack, the thymus, the thyroid is out of whack. It's what they call the thyroid belly as well as cortisol belly. So that's why I work to keep all the negative people out of my life, negative thoughts, and I work on healing myself every day. So I don't know if you can see it. It's like the upper body, I think like the arms and stuff, and the breast, like here, I feel better about that because I see the reduction here. I don't have the two breasts. You know how some people titties, or when you get big, your titties will come around you and wrap around your goddamn armpit. You see, that's clean. You probably can see better than I think you can. You see, that's clean now. That's a clean line. And I ain't got that fat hanging off my goddamn side and back and shit. The titties is right here. Because my son has been like getting on me to exercise, but I love it. Exercise, I have to get my energy back. And like I was telling about the Kegels, that's important doing your Kegel muscles, and men have Kegel muscles too. And the more men practice, the stronger their erection. So a lot of men, young men, are having problems with erections and being able to please a woman or keeping it up. You know, some women have a high sex drive, men have a high sex drive. If they're normal, you know, they'll fuck all night. But if they're drinking, they're eating junk, um, they're just not taking care of the body and resting properly, they can't keep their erections up. So they go to the corner store and other places and they get the supplement. And I think that's the next thing that I need to do for the men, because I know men like to take the supplement and so do women. We both need it. So, you know, if you got a high sex drive and you want to be able to have really strong, healthy erections, I'm telling you, the key is also to exercise and work your Kegel muscles. And like I said, I think was it yesterday, day before, just squeezing them. That's not what I'm talking about, because you have these beautiful muscles in the penis, the vagina, and you have these Kegel muscles, sets of them, dealing with the vagina, the bladder, the anal rectal cavity. You have these sets of muscles there. And when women's hormones are out of balance and you start losing hormones at 30, you start losing glutathione, you start losing very important things in the body before you get 40s, 50s, especially if women have had hysterectomies in their 20s, 30s, they have period problems. I also have what you call PCOS, because I noticed when I was in my teens and 20s, I wasn't with my grandmother. My grandmother would always take care of my hair. I didn't know how to take care of my hair. My mother would not take care of my hair, my half sister's hair. So I'm like 12 years old. I got all this thick, wavy, curly hair. So if it's not moisturized in Georgia and this humidity, it just poofs and it frizzes. It's hard to deal with. And it was really long. Um, I lost a lot of it because I didn't have anybody, an adult, to take care of it. And then I had my son. It grew when I was pregnant, but it shedded after I had him. So as you know, you want to take your prenatals and eat properly, rest, exercise when you're pregnant, but also afterwards. You have all those rich, luscious hormones when you're pregnant and you're juicy, and sometimes you have the glow. I didn't have the glow. What I noticed with certain women of color, I had a black neck. I turned black when I was pregnant. Um, I didn't know what the fuck it was. I thought it was too much sun. A lot of times, the extra production of hormones in us will make the neck turn black, and then you have that beautiful dark line going all the way down through the navel. The navel's black, or the face, the whole body. I realize sometimes that just happens when some women just have the whole that extra hormone, and you have beautiful, it's thick, it's luscious, and then you have your baby, and after that, a lot of us have the hair fall. So I know how to fix that now, but I had that in the 20s, and now I'm reading and I'm researching. The body's so beautiful. The penis and the vagina are so beautiful. And the way we are designed, our our endocrine system is like our pharmacy. It's like God. So that keeps everything beautiful, your hair beautiful, your skin beautiful and glowing, um, your vagina moist and thick and able to have healthy, pleasurable sex because you have the high levels of estrogen. And some women younger still are dry and have problems with that, and they're probably out of balance, or they have PCOS, which basically is makes you androgen dominant. So if you have a lot of those hormones, you have a high level of testosterone and dehydrotestosterone, which are male. They consider those male hormones. So you will have, even if the hair is falling out on the head, you got a beard. I have one. You got a beard. You have a fucking mustache, a goddamn goatee. It's like my whole face is just peach fuzz. So sometimes I'll do it. I'll take a straight razor, but I have to be really careful because my skin is so sensitive. Or I just take a razor blade with the handle on it. I have to shave my fucking face. You get hair on your face, you get an extra hair on your legs, your arms, all the places you really don't want it. So because you are not only dealing, and some women are dealing with, even in getting perimenopause, menopause, they're also dealing with, if you haven't had a hysterectomy, you got all your parts, PCOS, and even if you have, that throws you off even worse. So I'm sure a lot of you know, this is rose colored flower. I don't have no time for the YNs or the BBLs. Okay, I don't know what that means, but everybody has the right to have their body look like they want it. So I'm just basically scared to get one, but I would like one, but I just know that that's not a good idea. All I have to do is take care of my body, balance my hormones, exercise, and the butt will grow back because I look at the genetics. I look at all the women in my family, and I didn't want to look like that. Got big old asses and big legs and big, beautiful calves. I call them the drumstick. Whenever I see a woman with that shape on her calves, I call them the drumstick calves. You know what I'm talking about? Like they're full, it's shaped like a drumstick and go down, and then it gets narrow towards the ankle. I love that look and the full thigh. So I never wanted to be big like that. I thought it was too big. I think I'm too big right now. But I know that if I exercise, I don't have to go get a surgery. It's tougher right now because if you're deficient in your vitamins, your minerals, your hormones, it's harder. But I am seriously suggesting to you, if you ask doctors or you hear them talking on YouTube and online, you'll see they're saying what I'm saying. If you are going through, you're starting to see signs of menopause, and I think you should start earlier than that. A lot of exercise. I was always exercising. I was always running every day, but then I got very sick. So that's what happened to me. And then the black mold and stuff in here almost killed me. But if you are going through menopause, or if you're after, if you've already been through it, what I would suggest to stop it and to stop the symptoms of it, you don't want to have sarcopenia. Look it up, make sure I'm saying it right, because I like for you all to check behind me, because you know I'm still learning, which is muscle wasting. Your pussy will fucking thin out, be very easy to tear, no lubrication, like we naturally would be popping and making that juicy fucking sound. That ain't happening. And even if you put lube there, that's why a lot of women that'll go through it don't mind if they nigga go fuck somebody. Go fuck a young girl, go have a good time, whoever you want to fuck. I don't really care. As long as you don't divorce me and come back home, because they're having hot flashes, they're having cold flashes. They feel like they're dying. They are very lethargic. They don't sleep well. They have an energy problem. And then sex is so painful for them, and they just feel weak and they have no energy. You have to fix that. You can fix that with natural herbs, or you can go to the doctor. And that's all. That's not always a solution because it takes time. Even with the natural stuff, it takes time. probably 3 months or even more. Every woman's body is different. And then some women have no problems. They have a smooth transition and they're just beautiful. They don't go through a lot of stuff with it. But I'm telling you, if you have that issue, well, even if you don't, I'm still telling you, that's why you see, and it's usually more women, older women, because women live longer than men. You see a lot of older people have a fall, break the hip, and women live longer than men a lot of the time. So you will see the more women in the nursing home and they can't function and they can't walk because they did not exercise. When they break the hip or they're harder to heal and it creates a circulation problem, they end up dying. It's like you want to, if you even, I don't care if it's hard, I'm telling you, the best thing to do is to lift heavy. That's why you see me lifting heavy. Even if I'm telling you, it's still going to work. If you start off lifting heavy and you can do shorter reps, let's say you might do 3 sets of 5, just 1, 2, 3, however you can lift it, but you want to do it safely. So you won't damage yourself. Okay. 3 sets of 5 reps as opposed to doing 10 sets of 10 or 15 reps would be just as good for you to start off if you're in menopause or you're heading there and you can't lift like you used to, or your body just feels weak because the estrogen is so low. So you the estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, but the estrogen is like king and queen. That helps to build muscle. That helps you to have sexual pleasure. It helps to get lubrication. It makes the skin glow. It makes the skin beautiful. Like when you were younger, it makes the hair grow as well as the thyroid. I'm telling you, all these things work together. And the master generator of this is the hypothalamus that sends messages to the pituitary, which sends them to the thyroid. And if you have these axes in the body, that's one of the axes. And then you're dealing with the hypothalamus, pituitary, and the reproductive organs in the ovaries. You know, when I was talking about vagina power, penis power, and embracing the gender that you were giving at birth, if you feel that that's correct. You want to start calling that energy back and calling that power back. And you want to get rid of anybody that abused you and spoke against that and tried to take your vagina power and your penis power. Just like I said, I noticed I wanted your feedback. Y'all got really quiet on me when I did the show the other night. And I don't know why you got quiet on me. Did you not like what I said? Did it upset you? What I said, I wanted to know your thoughts and your feelings. Even when I said I love sperm, I love penis power. You know, penis power is the divine equivalent of vagina power. And you all didn't say anything. You know, I couldn't see you many times because I was talking on the phone, but even here, like if you see me look up and away, I'm not nervous. That's not what it is. My mind is doing something else. You know, I'm downloading things. I'm listening. Oh boy, I just got company, and I don't know if I want to go there because I said I wasn't gonna stay long. I was just gonna say hello to you because I love you, the ones that love me. Okay, so you didn't say anything, and I was very. Or is that a good sign? Because y'all are usually always talking to me. You give your opinions, then you talk to each other, then you share your opinions with each other, then you talk to me. Or if you don't, then after you talk to me, once we close the show, you go under the video and you share with me and with everybody else. Did you not like that show? Did I say something to offend you in that show? I love when you talk to me. I love your feedback. So when I said I love sperm, I actually, for years, I drew out diagrams, but I didn't get to release them. I think I'm in the next couple of years, since stuff has slowed down, all the bullshit has slowed down, and it's like we're in December, almost December. We're gonna go into January 2026, and I was thinking, wow, this is like the third year I have been rid of my ex. I hadn't seen him since last year. And the only reason I hadn't seen him is because I would not let him come back. Because he kept asking after he did me so fucking dirty for years. I've known him for 20 years. And I've already gotten into that shit with y'all. And I thought about that and I said, wow, I need to be celebrating that for my birthday too. Extreme narcissist, supreme narcissist. And now I look at it differently, and I understand how narcissists think, understand. When you already have a really bad, fucked up life because of being abused and abandoned and thrown around this place, that place when you're a child, and those things are unhealed. And I didn't get to be around my father. My mother didn't want me to see him, but she was still seeing him and trying to manipulate him and control him. He wouldn't marry her. I'm sure he saw she was sick. So I was punished because I looked like my father. I was abused because I looked like my father, because that's what my mother would say. Just like your fucking father, he makes me sick. You make me sick. It was always about my father. You have his face. And, it was, I'm just learning because of y'all. Y'all compliment me. I was always beat up by my mother, like verbally, because I looked so much like him. It was nothing I could do about it. And so I always felt not enough, and I didn't feel pretty, because she would always play these really twisted mind games. She would do it to my half sister too, and she looked just like her father. She has her father's face. And so she would always go, oh, that such and such's daughter is so much prettier than you, and she's so much more talented than you, and her mother has her in ballet, and her mother has her doing this and that. I understand why the girl has been developed in certain areas, because her mom takes time with her, and her mother makes sure that she develops her daughter in different activities, different skills, education levels, so that she can show up very young and compete as her highest and best self. So if you have a mother that's doing that with her child, of course you can say, and she gets her hair done. As a young girl, as a teenager, I was around girls who, some of them would get nose jobs, they would get boob jobs, because I went to white schools sometimes when I got to be around my mother, and you get to see all these different cultures, and their mothers were all about them winning, the ones that were competing, the ones that were beautiful. Okay, well, that girl's beautiful. Well, you know what? You're not as beautiful as far. So we're going to tweak that nose. We're going to tweak them titties. We're going to tweak that hair. And those white women will go get their babies done so that they can be in the pageants. They can win. They can be in athletics. And I would see all this done for them. So, of course, I understand it now, because when I look at myself now and the abilities that I have, and that I'm learning to teach my own inner child, I'm learning to heal my own inner child. I'm talking to you all like this because I want you to do the same thing, okay? I don't know why and what's going on with this energy, but many times if you look at someone that deals with astrology as well as channeling information, they will tell you what's going on with that full moon and that zodiac sign and why that is. And you're feeling a certain thing, and this is why. And I think when you're dealing with Scorpio, you cleaning house, shit is dead. You deading shit, you deading bitches, you deading niggas. You getting away from anybody that hurt you and held you down just to keep your ass backwards, or so you cannot move and so you cannot grow. And what does that usually entail? Insults, humiliation, degradation, making someone feel like they're not enough. Now, I did see my grandmother do that to my mother. However, you all know that I have a son. I don't do that to my son. I want to see him do better than me. I I would never have children. I didn't want to continue that cycle. And I didn't want him to feel that way. And because what you do very young and before 7, if you don't get that stuff out of there, or if your mother, your father who put it there doesn't help to heal it and go to therapy as well as work with you individually, you're going to spend your whole life with that shit stuck in your subconscious. And people are going to come into your life and take over where they left off. And you wonder, damn, does he know my mother? Did you know her husband, who's supposed to be like a stepfather figure? Did you know my grandma? Because you're saying the same things they said. No, we're as empaths, medical intuitives, people that are very, very sensitive and that have psychic abilities, you will attract narcissists. Many times they know who you are because your energy is good. It's soft, it's sensual, it's loving, it's kind, and they just want to eat it. They want to suck it. They want to fuck it so that they can drain you and then violate you and then tell, well, you're nothing anyway. Well, my ex was finer than you, had bigger titties, looked fatter ass, and whatever you are insecure about, wherever you feel like you lacking, they gonna say the other bitch had it, but yet the bitch ain't with them. They in your motherfucking face. They won't leave you alone. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you never can win with the narcissist. They're gonna always keep you on your toes. They're gonna spin you around on a circle. They're gonna always keep you. I might be able to do something with this. Let's see. Spinning. Let me see if I can spin it. Like spinning you around, keeping you off balance, whirling you in a circle. Well, she had a fatter ass, so you get a fatter ass, and you think, okay, he's gonna be happy now. Then it's like, well, your big toe too goddamn big. Hers was little, so you really can't do nothing about it unless you get that cut down. Well, her titties were perky. They wasn't so big because I ain't really a titty man. I'm an ass and hip man. So they was a little more perky. So then, if you a really weak stupid bitch, you go get a fucking boob job. Now, mind you, this nigga ain't paying for the shit because he don't really want to pay for it. Why? Because he doesn't want to get rid of your wound. He doesn't want to get rid of your pain. So with narcissists, you can't beat them if you are... You see what I'm saying? If you know anybody, you've been through it, then, you can get it out enough to get your feedback. You ain't going to win with them. They're going to always keep your ass off balance. They're going to always find something else about you to keep you insecure. Why? Because they can keep you that way and to keep you wounded, to keep your feelings hurt, to keep you unstable, to keep you crying, to keep you worried and feel like you're never enough, and you're gonna keep on jumping through hoops, and then you're bleeding energy. Your first chakra, your pussy hole, your dick, your nuts, because women do men like that too and fuck over them when they've been wounded a lot. And some women beat on men. They just don't talk about it. They take their money. They put them down because they feel like he ain't going nowhere, especially if the nigga fine. If the man is good looking and he's a provider and he's very sensitive, he's an empath and he's a good father, he takes care of the children, he takes care of the wife, and she beats him up mentally, emotionally, takes his money. It's like in her mind, she knows this is the ideal nigga. This is a boss nigga. Don't let him be a boss too. But she knows that something happened to him. Either he has a childhood wound and trauma, a mother wound to attract a rotten bitch like that, who's not better than him, who doesn't outshine him, who is not more brilliant than him, but there's a wound in him and she likes to kick him and step on it because, I know other bitches want him. And he ain't going no motherfucking well because, see, I can't be too kind to him. So he's doing this pimp shit that a nigga do to a bitch that's insecure. And my ex bragged to me one time that he used to be a pimp. And, he would always say, my friends told me not to trust you. They said you're no good. You're a whore. You just, and I'm like, I'm here locked in the house every day for you. I don't go anywhere. I don't have any friends. I cut all my men off. You know where I am. I'm in your house. And then there's a police officer, and he was like, yeah, I'm not worried about you cheating on me. I'm just letting you know if you think about cheating on me or having another nigga in my motherfucking house, the police live in the motherfucking building. So the police be watching your ass calling me, telling me what the fuck going on. I really think, because my son told me a little comment that was made. And he said, Mama, I think that he still try to have people watch you in the building to see what you doing. Because he said he was talking to one of the ones in law enforcement. And he said, look, everybody out here that live in this building is grown. So whatever they do on. So I ain't got time to watch nobody and what nobody do. And baby, so I said, oh, now tell me this, baby, was anybody else around when he looked at you and said, he said, no? I said, he talking about my motherfucking ass. He said, Mom, I think so, because nobody else was around. It was just me and him talking. And he just out the blue looked at my son and said that goddamn it shit. Now, how creepy is that? It's like somebody saying they don't want you, go away, get out, good. I never trust you because my friends tell me not to trust you. But you know what I wonder? If your friends could holler, if your friends could get me somewhere and say hello to me, would they say hello to me? Or would they say you're a no good bitch and I told your ex you're a no good bitch and to leave you alone? See, a lot of males or females slick like a nigga, want to get with a nigga and to tell him you ain't shit, or they want to fuck on you. So, he had to tell me this, and I'm like, this man's like 25 years older than me, but can't think for his fucking self like a fucking teenage boy, and I think about that now, and I'm just thinking, you know what? And I've heard other people talk about that. Sometimes your friends, you think they're your friends because you've known them longer than the woman you met. So you think you have a blind sight when it comes to them, and you think they only want you to do well and to be happy. And so you meet someone and you're jumping through the roof and you're skipping when you walk. Your smile is huge. Your face is lighting up when you talk about this person. And you fucked a lot of bitches, but it's something about this one. And, if look at the one, especially the woman hasn't done anything, they haven't met the woman, when they start tearing her down. I'm not saying someone really ain't fucking hoes, but not all the time, because I wasn't. And I knew he was extremely insecure. Now, he was fucking around on me, goddammit. I wasn't fucking around on him, but they told him that I'm the fucking hoe. See, that's a narcissist for you. I can do what the fuck I want, and you gonna stay here. You can't fucking do nothing because everybody told. If I really want to do that, you ain't here all the time. I don't give a fuck who watching me. If a bitch want to do something, a bitch gonna goddamn open her leg. A lot of time, women are more hoish and fuck more than a man do. Women are slicker, and it's not what I wanted to do. But I knew that's what the fuck he was doing. So it's like a lot of times people fucking around, they always accuse you of doing it. But you also got to watch this nigga friends, or females will do that shit too. I met men I liked. The first thing they started doing was trashing the man. They didn't know the man. Many times they're afraid they're going to lose you. Or whatever you do for them, they could be using you and taking advantage of you. And they feel like if you marry a man that's really good to you, he's going to take you away. You're not going to be around, and these bitches ain't going to be able to siphon off you because you got a blind spot when you come to them. Y'all need to look at this right now, because I think this is during a period with the Taurus supermoon, you're going to see breakups. You're going to see people cutting motherfuckers' throat. And I'm telling you, you're supposed to do it. This is Scorpio. We're dealing with the Taurus moon. That energy is still going to be in effect for a few weeks, maybe a month or so. And you'll see breakups or divorces or things that happening now because they've been there. That energy has been around them motherfuckers, or that married couple, or that male and female that go together and stay together and fight and shit. It's like they've been fighting for years, and one of them been miserable for years, or it's time because you, a karmic female, could be with a divine masculine, and it's time for him to grow up out of whatever the fuck he's doing with her. And it's time for him to ascend. Or a female just like me. I should have been gone a long fucking time ago. This nigga jammed me up financially. And it was hard to leave because I had cut all my resources off and my family wasn't there. And then he was going behind my back talking about me to my family and to my grandmother. And my grandmother would call and tell me, you know, he just left here and he was talking about you. And I'm like, Mama, I know that's not the first time. And right now, we just going to have a standoff because I ain't doing nothing that he want me to do until he does what he promised he was going to do. And if he doesn't keep his word, I'm sick of this shit, then I ain't keeping mine. I should have left alone. I tried to lead this motherfucker. And I'm going to tell you what men do. Some of you have probably went through what I went through. And women do that shit to men. When men got out of prison, he might not have a lot of education. He might not keep jobs. A woman would jam a man up financially if he fine and he good looking, but he just got some issues or some mommy wounds, and she'll take care of him and keep him in that fucking house, the bed, and beat that pussy up because this nigga's a good fucking lay. And he's intelligent, but he may not have education or skills or confidence because he has not accomplished anything in the past or had an abusive background or abusive mother and a father not there. So he really doesn't know how to be a man. And some women will love that and keep the motherfucker jammed. Okay. When I tried to leave within the first 5 years, because I've known him for 20 years, and he was older than me, and it was the worst fucking experience because he did what he could, like a lot of people do, like a lot of you all have went through, and it's like that those years are gone and you can't get them back. You have to learn from them. You have to decide you're going to learn from them, mourn that period, and keep moving forward because you can't go back and get nothing. You can get lessons, you can rethink about it, you can learn, you can heal yourself, but y'all, we can't go back and this shit is gone. Dirty motherfuckers, you know, stole it. So it stole your time, stole your confidence, but it had to be cracks already there. So I feel better now because I do my self-healing every day, and those type of people I keep out of my life. When I tried to leave and I was so unhappy, my soul was unhappy because he couldn't please me. And I knew he didn't want to. Y'all, I was thinking about that last night. Some people will get a person that is very gifted, and they might not have, finished school or got their education and shit, and they have because been through so much shit in their life, and they might have confidence issues or just trying to get out of a whole bunch of cobwebs and fucked up shit. They'll know that because I told them. And other people tell them. And you want to be honest with your lover, but sometimes you can't. Unless you know it's a divine partner that really wants to know about your pain and wants to enrich your life and help you heal it, you shouldn't say anything. What he did was he was like, please don't leave me. I know that you can't get a high paying job because you don't have an education. And now I know that's not true. Even if you start and work your way up or you work for yourself. You don't need a college degree to become a millionaire. All these people, white and black, that I hear talking about it that make millions, a lot of them say that they did not graduate from some university, some college. I would suggest you do. It's good to have, but a lot of millionaires don't. They just failed a lot of times. They went through a lot of trial and error, and they kept working, and there was something very bright about them that you can't get with a college degree. You just are born with that shit, that swag, that talent. nobody can take it from you. But if you get with someone and you don't know that they're that way and they want to steal it, or they want to hide the light because they're scared that somebody's going to steal you from them. If you get around you're a woman, you get around a lot of bright men that are very talented and they're spiritual too, but you're not coming into contact with them. You don't know they exist. And they're afraid if this woman goes to school, if this woman starts working outside of the house, her confidence goes up. She fixes her body, her mind, her soul, whatever it is that her mother and all those other people have made her feel is insufficient and not enough. She's going to leave me. And he actually said things like that before. Then you're going to leave. And it's like, no, if you enhance me, I will stay. What woman wouldn't stay with a man that sees greatness in her and he calls it out instead of stomping her and putting her down? If she stays, it's because she's afraid that she can't make it on her own, or there's no other divine masculine that's saying, hey, I know how you feel. I was with a karmic female that did me that way, or I can see the light in you and I want to be your friend. I want to get to know you. I mean, yes, I'm attracted to you, but I know you're like a wounded tiger. You have been damaged. So I will be here. I'll support you. I'll be your friend. If we had that shit, I would have got the fuck on a long time ago, but it's like, I'm by myself. Can I do this? If you all are not in here that relate to it, I'm sure you're going to hear this. I'm just trying to be helpful. And, you know what? I ain't had none. I ain't had none when I met him. Because remember, I'm saying my mother tore that up in my childhood. When I was with my grandma, I felt like I could do anything because she worked me out every day. And she had them at the girls club. Go do your gymnastics. Go run. Go do your hula hoop. Go do your homework. And she was like feeding. She was sewing into me. And then my mother would come around. And I'm sure some of you probably have been through this. That's why I like to share it. And how I taught myself exercises and skills on how to work with me, the wounded little girl. She runs everything, but I have to realize I'm two people. I can't make decisions based on that little girl mind or deal with men as that little girl when I'm just meeting them, because she will get dick in her ass and in her fucking esophagus and let goodbye, dumb bitch, and left hanging. You see what I'm saying? Because the little girl wants to be petted. She wants to be bathed. She wants to be showered with gifts and shoes and lace dresses. At least that was me. You couldn't tell me shit when my grandmother put me my lace dresses on and my socks with the lace around the ankle and the patent leather shoes. Come on, y'all. You cannot say, I'm sure somebody's going to hear this, that had the patent leather shoes and the lace, the socks with the lace around the whole ankle with the, the lacy dresses with the fluff, you know, the fluffy and shit. Like they have, what do they think? Something they have underneath. I forgot what it's called. When you have it underneath the dress, so the bottom of the dress, instead of laying down, it sticks up and out. And it's whatever your color is. Mine was pussy pink. So you got the pink on. You got the pink. You got your hair. She told me go down to the end of the. I couldn't get that. That was a special occasion, you know, because I have soft wavy hair. So she, on certain holidays, go down to Miss Addie's house because she's going to press it and put them Shirley Temple curls. Oh, man. You couldn't tell me I was a cute little bitch. Oh, then put some grease on my leg. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They talking about, right? Yes. You know? You couldn't tell me nothing. You know, it's like you, that part of you, you want a man to do that. If he doesn't do that, you need to leave him alone. So many of us, we don't know the distinction. We think we're an adult and, oh, I just like him and he's just so cute. And I just feel butterflies when I see him. This nigga sharp. I'm a fuck. You know what I'm saying? You're thinking this is okay because you're feeling this shit. But guess who's like in charge of it? the wounded little girl who never got love. You're going to crash and burn fucking with her because she needs a mom, a good mom. And you have to learn to be that. So I'm two people. I'm the adult, the chronological adult, and I'm still very aware that little girl is alive in me and I have to talk to her. That's why I said my hoe stays in the corner. She stays in time out because she don't think. That's your pussy power, your vagina power, your dick power, because men can be the same way about women. When they're in their little boy, but they're chronologically grown, they're financially grown, they know how to get that motherfucking paper, and they're attractive, or they got something about them that women like if they're not physically attractive, and they know how to treat women. But many times they pick women that are hoes that fuck over them because the little boy wants love he used as a mother wound that he ain't telling you about. So you can be too good. You're the good girl like I was in the past, and you're always there and everything's consistent. The nigga get bored and he's gonna fuck around on you because you're acting as the baby, the little girl in the grown woman's body. Okay. Thank you, kid Kiki. She's saying I agree. Oh, thank you. The purse. Okay. We had our pocketbook. We might have had that paper in there you get from a store, but my grandma like, take that out. You got you a little comb. You got your little bit of lip gloss and your little pocketbook. It's color coordinated with the shit that you got on. Your hair done, it's pressed with the curls in it. You got your ribbons and accessories and your little bows and shit in your head. You got your dress on. Don't fuck up and let them give you a jacket or a cape or a shawl so you can spin the shit spin. You know how had your belt on, I had a ribbon and shit. My grandma had us some shoes. They had bells on the goddamn shoes, man. So you didn't have to see me, goddamn it. You was gonna see me in a minute, but you heard me, honey. When I get to step in them shoes, got the goddamn belt, the gold belt. What the You know what? That makes me want to go find some shit like that. My birthday coming up too. I need to find some shit like that. You said, yep, the butterfly. Oh, child. Those were the days. Though. You have to take care of her. You have to cater to her. You have to love her. You have to respect her. And you have to walk in love. You have to become the vibration and the frequency of love, of money, of beauty, of dick and pussy. Excuse me. Divine dick, divine pussy, divine sperm. Why? Because if you don't, you're going to meet what you met in the past that fucked you over and treated you like shit. You're going to get what you are, and it doesn't mean that's what you are. That means that is the frequency you are vibrating. Okay, that's the class for tonight. I've overstayed. I told you I wasn't going to stay that long. I was going to check in and let y'all see I was all right. Not all right. All right. So you wouldn't think, when I do the dark mode, I told you I was really tired and I'm making stuff just like I got. And this is delicious. The strawberry lube. And of course, I got the hair for the braids and the dandruff and the itching and stuff. I've been a busy girl, a busy bee. And I started packing some of the stuff earlier. I made myself get up and do that. But I still got more stuff to pack, more orders to fill. And I thank God for that. But I wanted you to see nothing was wrong because that's with anybody. You like someone and you like the information that they share and you get to see them. And then all of a sudden you're not seeing, either they had surgery, and they need to recover. Don't want you to see them all bruised and shit, or they're not feeling well, or then y'all get to thinking, well, there's something wrong with her and she don't want to tell us. She must be fucked up because she's always on that goddamn it and the camera black and we can't see her ass. It's been a minute. Why you? So I had to let y'all know I'm okay. Okay, I'm working on everything. That's why I came with just a little makeup on and showed you how I'm doing, and I'm still, like I said, working on recovering. I feel better. I'm sleeping more. I'm sleeping better, but I just don't even fight it no more. I feel like my body must be tired and playing catch up. And plus, I hadn't taken vitamins in so long. And I know that's why I suffered so much because I wasn't taking them. And so now I take them every day. And when I get up, I'm like, ugh, I got about 10 bottles of fucking vitamins. God damn. It's like, and then I gotta take them another part of the day. It's like, fuck this shit. Then I got my protein. I got my vegetarian protein, but I also got my whey protein because the whey isolate, don't just get whey isolate is better than just whey, and it helps to build muscle along with you taking your herbs to help balance the hormones if you're not wanting to get on the meds from the doctor, or you can do both. It's not gonna hurt you. So I've been doing it, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna let them, I'm gonna be as natural as possible. Yeah, I got some lipstick on, but I wanted them to see me, to see what, your opinion, because your honest opinion, because I'm taking the products, but I'm also making products to add to it. That AKT alchemy, that AKT wizardry. As you know, I'm really serious about this. I live it and I love it. I just create, as you can see, I just created this formula, the strawberry edible lube, and it's good. It tastes like candy, so you want to rub it on yourself, or you want your lover to rub it on, or I think you should. I think it's important now that you fuck yourself. You learn where your G spot is. You learn how to jack your dick. You learn what is most pleasurable to you. To fall in love with your own pussy, fall in love with your own organs, fall in love with your own dick, your balls. What do they call, the country people call that taint? Like under the nuts, and it's a space of skin before you get to your butt. So butthole. So it's, you want to feel yourself and become so in love with yourself, and do your exercises and do your meditation and do your grounding outside. Inside's fine, but it's also good to get the sun and the moon and your crystals and your altar and your candles, um, to really become God and goddess. Some men embody God and goddess energy. Some women embody God and goddess energy, especially if you have a really dominant side of you, or a dominant personality. But when it comes to sex, you haven't had a man to bring all of that out. Like, I just want you to lay down, and I want you to open your legs. I want you to play with your pussy, and I want you to squirt for me. And you'd be like, I ain't no squirter. And he's like, bitch, you will be before midnight, bitch, because when I hit all them corners and shit, and when I play with you and put my finger up in there, I'm gonna find your G spot. You might have more than one, bitch. You'll be squirting a 9. You see what I'm saying? It's like, you need to start. You can find those on your own because it's your body. You need to be comfortable with that. Or you got a man that you see, he's spiritual, he's in tune, and for the first time in your life, unless you had your daddy in your life, you got a man that's all about you. So if he's all about you, you want to already be ready before you meet him, because you elevating yourself and you getting in line with that. So it's like, oh, you ain't here playing with your dick. You know what? Let me get a chair. Or let me just get on my knees and just show me how you like your dick, Jack. How you like your dick sucked. I'm just gonna sit here because it ain't my dick. It ain't my thing. So, oh God, I'm just gonna let you do your show. I'm gonna let you do your show. I'm gonna let you do it. Okay. Oh, you got a pretty dick. So I check it for me. And I want to watch you come so that I can learn how to do what you need done. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of women are uncomfortable, and some men are uncomfortable jacking off in front of a woman. Why? Because they really haven't dealt with women or divine women to call that freak out of him that he be hiding in front of a woman and call that calm out. I want you to bust a nut. I want to see what you like and do that again. God damn it. Just look. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? I know y'all freaks on here done did all that. And then it's like, okay, well, you know what? I think I need a I don't just need a training class. I need a few training classes, not classes, because I want to do to you what I saw you do to yourself. And I want to make sure that I'm certified, qualified, and able, God damn it, I mean, to do what you did to yourself. So I think that you need to let me practice on that while you got a bitch. You know what I'm saying? God, damn. You know what I'm saying? See, if that's what you're wanting, you must first be walking in that spiritual, sexual hold'em. Huh? That divine goddess walk, that divine goddess talk, where you just, like I said, sometimes I be standing there at the door and I just grab my pussy, that start just hunching. I don't know why, I just be hunching in the air. I be hunching in the wind. I don't know what it is. But then I just start rolling. I just with the air, just popping, goddamn it, and dropping and all. Sometimes you got to entertain yourself because I'ma go. I'ma go. Got to stand up vagina power, goddamn it, to meet and salute penis power when you're two spiritual sexual beings. And a man needs to know how to court you, how to speak to you, because it shouldn't be just sex right off. But sometimes I know it could be so electric when you finally meet someone like you. I don't know anybody yet. That, you know what? No, I might have met a few people that are so spiritual. I remember a long time ago, this man told me, he said, he was he had a lot of sex partners. And he said it was this lady he liked. I don't know if he saw her in college, high school, or something. He said, but they never hooked up. He ran back into her. He said, the energy was so intense that when I stuck my dick in her, I said, will you marry me? I said, wait a minute. Hold on. You've been fucking all these fine women, got money, got education, got all these things. He said, but it wasn't spiritual, though. It wasn't a divine union. I've been looking for that, and I've been fucking bitches because I ain't think I would find that. He was real, real deep. And I think he was a musician. He had played with George Clinton. You know how deep George Clinton is. And he was teaching me things I didn't know. He was like, I want to teach you these things. He said, I don't know why. Because I was like, probably in my 20s. My baby was little. Now he said, just come hang at the house. I want you to hear something. I want to show you something. So he would play music for me. And he would say, I got this from George Clinton, and I want you to study this and that. And he said, I don't know. He says, just something about you, or later on in life, something you're going to do. I didn't know what it was because I didn't have my mother. She should have taught me because she was spiritual. She was psychic and all that. But I knew my mother didn't. One of the reasons she didn't like me because I was more gifted and I could do more things than she can do. To this day, I still can. She's not a medical intuitive. She can't see things. She can't see them in the air. She can't draw them. I can also draw what I see. Speaking of that, let me say this one thing. I'm going to get serious now. I was serious before, but with a little laugh. I'm serious now. I don't know who this is for, but I'm going to say it. Oh, yeah. 2 things. Did you see? Because I've been feeling restless for 2 weeks because I knew it was going to be a plane crash. I was like, I knew it was going to be commercial, but this is still not commercial. It's going to be commercial like the last time. Either United States goes international also deals with United States. I don't like to say those things. And then you see we got the US UPS, which is international commercial plane, blew up. And they're saying that they had to lower, I think even today,
excuse me, it's not a lot of traffic going in and out of there. And then overseas, where is that? Because somebody sent it to me. I forgot. Is it Brussels or is it somewhere else like that? If you all saw the news, the drones, and they said they don't know where the drones came from. It was drones flying over the airspace. They don't know how they got in the airspace. I kind of, don't believe that, but it's clear. How did you have clearance? How could you just fly a drone into the airspace and the military didn't shoot it down? No police came around or had, I don't know if their SWAT or their other higher level trained secret teams deal with drones, but I know the military, from what they said, it didn't shoot it down, but the military was on alert. That's weird. I have to learn all the security protocols, but it shouldn't have been able to get into the space. They had the airport empty, and I think they might have reopened it and allowed people in. And what's weird to me is that I have some new friends that have been coming over here. They would be what you call extraterrestrials. For some reason, they're saying they're in control of this. And even with the government shutdown, this is entity ruled because they make deals and agreements with them. That's one reason why we see all these UFOs, which are really not UFOs. They know what they are. And some of them are really not unidentified. They're coming in, he said, because they're following the protocol and agenda and shifting it to AI. They said they're in control of AI and getting rid of a certain amount of humans. And dealing with also something with oil. So I don't know if there's going to be a fight over oil, another oil crisis. Is it going to affect the United States? As well as he said, the food crisis is insurance. It ties into everything. And it will cause, if they don't straighten this out soon, it will cause a crash much faster in the economy and the closing of businesses and restaurants because people don't have it and people don't have their stamps, don't have their other benefits. So I think it's just so ridiculous to do that. But I guess they're doing it to that population because they know they can get away with it, even though it's more white people in the U.S. on food stamps than black people, but people of color. But they're doing this is strategic, and it's about money, really, and agreements. Some of the Democrats are also involved in this, like Chuck Schumer. So you have to look at the bigger picture. And the ET was telling me that this was all planned. And I was like, you know what? I'll listen to you. I'm going to write down what you're saying. But I don't know if my collective is ready to hear the stuff that you're saying or what shit, fuck it. I was just going to say, they think I was crazy. Shit, a lot of people say I'm crazy any goddamn way. But they cannot prove I'm crazy, though. Because every time I say these things, they happen. Just like I touched, like this is coming up again with these planes. And I'm glad that they also let some of the air traffic controllers go home, that they are not paying. Some of them are not getting paid for a month. They probably have children too. We have Thanksgiving coming up. What about their meals? What about Christmas? It's not going to be Christmas for a lot of people like it usually is because I saw crashes. Now, what I also see, it can still be crashes, but somebody also needs to watch their health coming to the mouth and pulling teeth. I saw someone, I don't know who this is, and it's not just one person. It could apply to different people. If you got a teeth to pull, don't get it pulled. Don't get it pulled until not only do you go to your dentist and what do you call it? Periodontist, dealing with the bone. I don't know if they can see it. It might require not just the x-ray. I don't know if it shows up on the x-ray or if it will show up on the CAT scan, the CT. And I'm so afraid of this. And you need to go to your medical doctor because you could possibly have cancer in the mouth that's under the tooth. And if you pull it out and you don't know it's there, it's undiagnosed. It's not saying that you shouldn't get it pulled eventually, but there needs to be certain precautions to take, because what I'm nervous about is that if you take it out too soon and you don't know it's there, they might need to study to hold it in place or deal with another type of specialist to work with your dentist then it's like, have you all heard the story where some people have cancer and the doctor's like, well, we just want to go in and we want to get some tissue, it's what is a biopsy. And then they say, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard this a lot of times when somebody got cancer and they open them up, the air hit it, said, make this shit explode. It just grow faster. And it's like, a lot of times these people don't survive because it metastasized. So I don't know if that's true, but I don't know if you've heard it, but I've heard people say that. So it come to me that whoever these people are, don't do that right now. I don't know if it's been heard, or you think something's off and you don't quite know what it is, or you might feel, well, I just need to get a tooth out because it's infected or something. They need to check you. Even if it doesn't run in your family, it could be the area that you're in. Look at the area that you're in. If you were born there or if you moved there, look it up and see, have there been any type of chemical spills or any increases of certain cancers, of viruses in that area, because that or the water, because forever chemicals. This could also contribute to, and it's almost everywhere now, so we can't control it unless you get your own source of water. Check for viruses, any STDs. That could also affect the teeth. And look at your medications. I don't know why the Spirit just hit me with that and told me to tell you, because I can see it. And one of them is a man. It's a man that, and it might be more than one man. One of them I'm seeing is married with a woman. Either she pregnant and she got a baby, or she got a baby and she pregnant again. And see, I don't want you leaving her behind here, because that shit explodes like that and you don't know it's in your mouth. I don't know how common mouth cancer is unless someone's doing tobacco or holding it in the mouth. They have them wads of tobacco in the mouth, which can be very cancerous and create tumors and lesions in the mouth. I don't know if this is what you do, or at one point you did a lot of smoking, or you might have done drugs or some smoking crack or some shit like that in the mouth, or something you took. The side effect could predispose you to it. But I see the blood around the root of the tooth, right there where the gum line is, a little blood. You don't see it because it's microscopic particles. Looks like particles to me. Droplets. It's not a droplet, because a droplet's bigger. I see it. If you're having a problem sometimes with bleeding gum line, but not all over, just in a certain area, or maybe it's the way you're flossing, or you're not flossing as much, or what you're eating, you'll think it's just irritated or something. No, it's one goddamn tooth. It's not the whole bottom jaw. It's not the whole top gum line. I feel it right here. But I also feel on somebody else right here. And there's something in the brain. Some of you got little spots I see in the brain. Brain cancer. But it's just little spots. So it's early. Some of you also, your father had it, and your mama had it. It was in the old folks home. See, look. Let me go. Let me leave this alone. This came to me. Spirits hit me with it before I came down here. And I said, let me tell somebody. I probably never know who you are. It's okay. You don't have to tell. But I believe it so strongly. That's why I'm going to put it on this video. So if you won't hear it tonight, you don't know. You got your father had some kind of cancer biting in the brain. And it started to move. It was too far gone. And they thought he had Alzheimer's and what they call it. It's like the Alzheimer's dementia, because the tumor was pressing on these parts of the brain that deal with speech and memory and coordination, and start falling and shit and twisting. You thought it was that. It was the cancer in the brain, and it moving down. Lord have mercy. I've seen that before. When I read people, I visited people that was like that. They basically turned into a vegetable. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go from cracking jokes and dick and pussy and shit to get this serious. But I have to do what the spirits tell me to do. I have to be obedient, okay? So, what you said, my wisdom tooth on the left side, go to the dentist next week and get it taken out. You're right, get a consult, which they're gonna do anyway. A consultation. It's not a wisdom tooth, baby. I don't sense that. It's not a wisdom tooth. You ain't got to worry. Go on, get them check it out, and they X-ray and look down in there. They don't see anything down in there. You want to get it took out? Go ahead, get it taken out. Tell me about it if they find something, because at this time I'm not sensing it's you. Okay. So I'm gonna get out your way. Hey Kim, it was good to spend time with you live and get your energy. Let you know I'm okay and that I love you and I always think of you because I know you always think of me. You said the illest, relax, gratitude for you all. Yes, I hope. Yeah, I ain't just a cussing lady, I'm a pussy preacher now. Don't forget that part now. I'm the VP preacher. I am the general of pussy. Okay? They said that's the pussy preacher. Don't leave it out. Don't just say the cussing lady. Okay? That's what. Salute this vagina, this motherfucker. Okay? Y'all see how I came out my first Halloween edition at People TV. I think you can type in Lex K. Tyler Halloween and you can see me salute the vagina with the general's hat on that I found at the Halloween store. But I rocked it though like it was real general's hat, you know. And I'm like, that's the pussy preacher. She be preaching. She got that preacher's vibe, but she be talking about fucking. Yeah, now you know I get that preacher's vibe because I'm a preacher's kid. I like kid. All of what they call the PK. And people say they're the baddest, most freaky. I don't agree with that. I think a suppression of your sexuality, then when you get in a position you can explore. Of course, it's natural to explore. It's natural to have lovers and to experiment until you're ready to settle down. That's what you do. That's a part of life. You're taught to be ashamed. And like I was saying the other night, I'm just now being comfortable with being a girl, with having breast and a vagina and a butt and just being by myself and just talking to myself, talking to my body parts and speaking love, approval, and acceptance into them, not looking for someone else to do it because in the past, they were always the wrong people. And I understand why. The wounded little girl was leading those relationships. You're always going to be made a fool of when you're a wounded child and you haven't figured out how to deal with the wounds and how to realize it's not your fault. Even if you fall as an adult, many times you're not an adult. Mentally, emotionally, psychologically, subconsciously, you still have these really fucked up, self-defeated, very destructive thoughts there that make you believe you're somebody less than and not seeing the beauty and the greatness of who you are, so that you work on those things and now you show up as the highest and best version of yourself instead of the lowest. I hate it took me so long, but then again, I had nobody to love me and no strong, wise men to take me to the side and teach me these things, or no strong, wise women who wanted to be mother figures and give me the game. I would always reach out to older women to get mother figures, and a lot of them didn't want to be that. You have to be careful about that. And a lot of them didn't like me and were jealous of me. So you all have to watch that. Even now, I don't look for a mama. I realize I'm my mama. I protect my wounded child and I give her everything she needs. And I don't abuse her and I don't let anybody else abuse her and use her. You have to stop looking for something and somebody, especially your mama don't want to be with your mama. The more you keep trying to get her to mama you, the more she's going to break your heart because she doesn't want that position, even though she gave birth to you. Now you have to die to that false self and that false child, and you have to rebirth yourself and love that baby that she gave birth to, which is you, in a way that she never took responsibility to do. So you're constantly looking for it. Stop looking for it. The best mama that you can have is you. She ain't out there in the street. She ain't next door. None of that shit. You ain't gonna find her until you find it within yourself. Believe me, I know. And because all I do, I have my bubbles here. I have my hula hoop. Now I gotta try to throw my puss in the circle so I can goddamn it get that rhythm again, goddamn and do that hula hooping again. I got to get in. I got my jaw roll. I got my Jack Stones. Who played Jack Stones? My grandma had me all that stuff. She's like, you never have to go to nobody else's house and play nothing because I got all your shit over here and your snacks, your cookies and stuff. Don't let me catch you going to no goddamn body house. So I still have my little girl stuff. I love to color. I got them coloring books and stuff. I got them you know what? I gotta find them. I gotta get some the puzzles. You know how you get the canister and it's got about 1,000 goddamn pieces to go to the puzzle, and you just sit there. You got time and take the puzzle. And my grandmother had taught me when I make certain puzzles, get a piece of cardboard. I ain't want to fuck it up and glue it to it so it could like stay like that and like put it up. Everything I had, my grandma would want to hang it up and get the little magnets and put it on the refrigerator. Y'all had, you know what? I got to get me some magnets. I got to do something that I accomplished, that I learned, and then I'm gonna put it on the refrigerator on the magnets. You know how they have the different fruits and different shades, and it had a magnet. And my grandma had the insurance man and somebody whatever she needed to deal with business. They had a magnet for that on there, and then she put other magnets we like. And then if I did something she liked, she put it up on the shelf. I made pottery, and then she'll put it up with the magnet on the refrigerator. Y'all know what I'm talking about? What you say? Skate. Oh yes, I had the skates. I had the metal skates with the toe out, with the heel in the back. Yeah, I got to skate up at her house. I'm so glad I got some little girls in here and grown women's bodies. You got to do that sometimes, being your little girl self, wear what she like to wear, do what she like to do, especially if you have the background like mine. You've got to heal her and nurture her. You got to boss her up, because if not, you'll get lovers that will hurt you because you're not working on dealing with your hurt and healing your pain. Well, that little girl becomes badass and showing up as her brightest self. It's like, oh, Jackie, I ain't know you could do that. I ain't know you could paint. I ain't know that you dealt with math and you work at the bank, you doing investments. But see, they don't know that because you was always that girl when you was little and you wanted to do that, and your mama shunned you and pushed it down, and the other one around you pushed it down so that you wouldn't be greater than them. So you want to do that. This is the time period. Anyway, let me get out of here. All this talking. I've talked to you enough. I don't want to get on your nerves. I hope that when you go back and listen to this and you have your paper and pen and anything that resonates with you, that you're similar to me and the things that you've gone through, you might not have thought about it that way, or maybe I said something and you're like, wow, I didn't see it that way, and let me write this down, and then focus on what's your therapy, what's your ritual. Because I meditate first. I always meditate first. I really decide what the day is going to be about. As soon as I wake up, how am I going to start that day? And what part of me I'm going to work on? Because it's so much. I'm probably going to do this until I die because the trauma is so deep and it's so much. But you have to learn to be resilient and bounce back and don't just wallow in it. You got your days. You want to be depressed. You want to cry crocodile tears. That's okay. But don't make it every goddamn day. Don't stay stuck there. Don't have friends that are stuck there. And you all are friends because you got trauma in common. Yeah. You usually don't heal. Or if you do, or if you're trying to heal, the other person doesn't want to and they want to keep. Girl, did your mama do this? You're not going to become the highest and greatest self version of yourself if you got people that y'all talk about this, y'all go through this, y'all cry together, you love on each other, but it stays there. You don't want to stay there, because the highest and best life that you were born to live And those were lessons that we needed to experience. You're not going to get to that earth angel status where you're actually walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk. When you walking that shit, talking that shit, you're just talking, you bought that. And you have other people waiting on you that you need to teach that and share that and be that. You can't be it if you're constantly wallowing in the same 5-year-old pain. It's difficult. You don't have to forget it, but you want to start looking at it differently. Anyway, I'm going to go. Okay. I love you. I enjoy spending time with you because you all help heal me and you love me. And I've never had love in my life. And I never had a good family. And you are my family. And you support me. And that, I always tell you that. And it's true. And it means a lot to me. Okay. I don't know if Kim put I know she's busy. Or if anybody put my cash up in and make it clap, but I appreciate your love and your donations. As you know, I want to do something special. I still cannot believe this year's over and this is my birthday month. God. Oh. Anyway, so we all understand. We all have the same wound. That's too bad that so many of us have that same wound. It's not good. But it's good that so many people are open about it and talking about it, and that y'all like for me to talk about it. When I talk about it, I try to share it in a way, like to tell you what I learned and how I became a better person, even though it's there. And sometimes the pain is still there, but I don't want to walk looking like a wound, looking weak, looking pathetic. So I share it, and then I have to, like when I get off, it's like, we ain't finna go through no bullshit about this tonight, are we? We're not finna cry about this shit? Are we still stuck in this? What we need to do? And then I decide what I need to do. Okay, I need some mirror time. Okay, I need some writing time. Okay, I need some talking to me time, because I talk to me. I talk to myself. It doesn't mean that you're crazy. I'm to the point I don't give a fuck if people say I'm crazy. As long as I'm accurate, I don't care if you say I'm great. I don't give a fuck. But it's okay to check yourself. Wait a minute now, what we doing now? Where we at? Now, you done brought that shit up now. Is there still some shit with that shit? No. I mean, I'm fine. But I do think about it. I don't think there's anything wrong with you. Think about it. Just don't think about it without saying, okay, am I stuck somewhere, or is there pain somewhere? And do I need to talk to someone, or do I need a therapist, or, to support me? And let me write this down. And how am I seeing it today? Please don't be too lazy, and don't be afraid to think these things out and write these things out and go and see, oh, that's okay. We still have a catch right there. And paragraph 2, line 3. Okay, so overall, I've moved a lot of the pain and I've shifted the energy. But as I was talking about it, that nigga, what I'm saying? I thought about that goddamn shit. I still got a problem with that shit. And you sit with that. As long as you need to sit with that. And like I said, if you need a therapist and your counselor, it's okay. Because you might need someone to see it in a way that you don't, that has been through it and that has worked through it and that has been trained in that area. Okay, I'm really gonna go this time. I keep saying I'm gonna go. And I enjoyed you so much. And I'm gonna spend some time myself. I'm gonna go and check over me because I said a lot of shit tonight. But now I enjoyed the other part though. We was talking about nigga hitting your spot and you watching a nigga jack and all that goddamn shit. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I love y'all.